Well, Dennis Hopson might not have had the NBA career that was expected of him, but there's no doubt he had a college career for the ages. Jimmy Jackson, Jerry Lucas, John Havlicek, none have scored more points at Ohio State than Dennis Hopson, but all have been remembered more. Die-hard Buckeye fans remember just how good and dangerous Dennis Hopson was when he played for the Buckeyes.
Dennis was one of those types of players that it didn't matter where he was at on the court. He was going to get to the basket or he was going to be able to shoot.
25 years after his Buckeye career ended, Hopson is now an assistant coach on Bowling Green's men's basketball team. His career scoring record at Ohio State is still intact, but most fans wouldn't know this, except this season, William Buford threatens to break that record. So there's been a movement started to remember Hopson's accomplishments forever. It all seems to make sense to retire the jersey of a school's career scoring leader of a quarter century, except when contacted about it, Buckeyes officials replied that only National Players of the Year are retired.
Policies can be broken, like your Dukes and your North Carolinas. If you've ever been in their arena, sometimes I wonder where they find numbers for the guys that play today, because it seems like everybody else's numbers in the rafters.
Hopson has nothing but love for the Scarlet and Gray, but it was clear he felt a good chunk of Buckeye history was being forgotten about, and not just about him.
If I could fight for other guys to have their numbers retired, I would, because there's been a lot of great players that play at Ohio State.
As for the online movement, Chris Hunt says he'll keep going until the Buckeyes tell him he's definitely wasting his time, which they haven't done yet. It just strikes him as an injustice that a player of Hopson's caliber is relegated to secondary status when his stats are second to none.
If they would go open up their record books, and look at their record books, how does Dennis Hopson not jump out at you?
Ohio State is one of the bigger recognized universities in the country, so I mean, it would be a great honor to have my number in the rafters along with the other guys.
And it'd be a way for the rest of Buckeye Nation going into the future to remember that over all the greats that have come through Columbus, it's Dennis Hopson who rises statistically above the rest. And some fans tonight wore Hopson shirts for his cause.